Good evening, morning, or afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Velocity Volume 3. We're out here supporting the Movember Foundation for our charity marathon here. And up now, we have Mathias4595 speedrunning Skylanders Spyro's Adventure Any Percent for the Xbox 360. So appreciate everybody coming around to hang out for this run. Matthias, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, hello. So, yes, I'm Mathias from New Zealand for now. So this is Spyro's Adventure. This is the first game in the Skylanders series. Kind of controversial sometimes. But if you have seen a speedrun of this game before, if you look at the world, you see, wait, why is world record for this category over an hour shorter than this? Well, this is what we call the HD version. So on PS3, Xbox 360, or PC, it's referred to as HD, because the Wii version is very, very different from this one. The most annoying thing about the HD version is that we can't actually skip cutscenes, so there's going to be a lot of downtime in this run, so yeah. So this is any percent, which is just beat the game from completely fresh from a new file as fast as possible, basically. So there's not too many strats in this run, so that they just used a lot repetitively with theory in different levels. Alright, and that's basically it. So if we're ready to start. Okay, so and then time, so we start here, time starts when this saving box disappears. Yeah, okay. Ignore the red timer. I'm sorry, I didn't set it up properly. But you have a lot, yeah. So even though it's called HD, it doesn't look very good. So we start off as Zap, who is this water dragon, and we have this game, or this version of this game has this bug where if you enter the turrets that they've got, when you enter the turret and then exit it to another level, to the main menu, it actually makes any magic item that you have run infinitely. So we have the winged boots, which make characters move faster with this glitch to make them so we can go flying across the levels. So I'll try and point out differences between Wii and HD as I go. So Wii does not have the infinite. None of the glitches in this game work on. None of the glitches in HD work on Wii, with the exception of one, which I'll get to later. So lots of unskippable cutscenes in here. There's not a lot I can do about them. So yeah, so this is the first part of this level is quite boring. It's just make your way to objective, and then do said objective, and then about halfway through it starts to get interesting. So yes. So I am the world record holder in the majority of the console HD categories. They split PC because it's so much different. Like the loads are basically instant on PC, and it can run at 60 FPS, or the consoles are forced down to 30. So we split the boards for that, and I have world record in every HD console category, which it's not a super impressive title, I guess. Like the Wii is there's like 5 runs of HD any percent compared to 40 on Wii. Yeah, so there's simple puzzles throughout. You have to do this one. There's a few that we're gonna skip. But yeah. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, as I said, lots of unskippable cutscenes in here. Characters can't jump in this game, so there are these bounce pads littered throughout the level that you just use. And then here, certain characters at different elements have different abilities. So water Skylanders can go across water, as I just demonstrated. And this, because of the momentum of this game, if you kind of run into a slope, it can force you up like a proxy. So just there, just there, yeah, you're running into the collision and it's launching you upwards. It also kind of works with these ledges. And that's the first level done. So yeah, I mean, when you're looking at the ILs for this board, HD is faster because you use from an already completed file, so you can skip the cutscenes, which 80% and 100% don't have that luxury.
Thank the portals, we made it back in one piece. So as you can see,
So,
the core of light destroyed, Skylanders is
yeah.
in great danger. I'm sure
It's just how it is. There's not a lot we can do about it.
Clearly the work of chaos.
Chaos. Oh, that guy really grinds my gears. If you're taking down chaos, you can count me in.
So, enjoy the nice dialogue and the mediocre looks.
Callie?
And yes, they managed to get Patrick Warburton in for this. He's in every single game, and he's kind of annoying to a lot of us. But thankfully, we doesn't have to listen to him that much. Actually, all right. So the concept of this game is you have to go throughout the levels to rebuild this machine that was destroyed. Actually, in the cutscene that we just did, in the dialogue that was described at the core of light, by going around to different levels. So the player acts as what they call a portal master, and this you have all your different Skylanders as the figures that you put, and you switch on the portal. So so Zap is good for a few chapters, mostly ones that involve water in them in some way. But for the majority of the other movement, we're going to be using Stealth Elf here because she has she's on average the fastest and a nice balance between damage and speed. She used to have the highest DPS, but now that we have a strat with another character that has been somewhat irrelevant, that has changed somewhat. But yeah. This level kind of shows off a couple of the other concepts in the speedrun. So up here, there's a gate that there's 3 gates in a row, but one of the keys is right there. So we're going to go off this barrel across the gate and just run. Straight across here. And now, this is a developer-intended skip. If you have your life Skylander, you can open this bridge. It takes you right to the end. And then there's a lot of 1-player 2 controllers in this series in general. So we're going to use Hex, who has this bone wall ability to get a boost over the gate, and the cutscene trigger is still active. Because funky game. And yeah, so those are called Hex boosts because the main other character, Hex, with the bone walls, does do that. I guess that can do that. I guess. Yeah. What else is there? I'm trying to think up stuff to stay on the spot, but I'm not the greatest at that.
I didn't need any help back there. I had them right where I wanted.
Yeah. And that's the second level done.
Yes, ma'am. You are.
So I did mention the infinite wing boots before. So those are actually reset 1 or 2 times in the run because there's 2 ways that it can reset. So if you actually enter a turret, if you actually enter a turret and complete the turret mission, it will reset them because the game deems you have completed a turret section. Or for some reason, if you enter chapter 21, which is a lot later on, then it resets as well. Those are the only times it will reset. It is slightly annoying, but it's not too bad to reset. In the all story levels category, which is the other main category, where you can skip cutscenes. You do have a faster way of resetting the infinite wing boots than you do in any percent. And okay, so it's kind of interesting because there's kind of two versions of a 100% category. So there's standard 100%, which has the so what is the thing? So these characters have the standard 100%, which is all 22 story levels 100%, and then there is 118%, which I invented like an idiot, which is 100% plus the 4 DLC expansion levels. So I actually spent, what, 4 weeks routing the 100% category, and it's, if you comparing it to Wii, it's a terrible run, but that's only because of the cutscenes. And 118%, my run is really, really bad. Anyway, so I got caught talking. So you know, we gotta clear away all this bramble from this magical telescope. Oh yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of sheep in this run. In fact, one of the most infamous sections of the run involves sheep. We runners absolutely hate that section, and I'll explain a bit more when we get to it.
Here, I'll show you how to use this thing. It's pretty much a telescope, but a lot more magical. This one's a little rusty, but it should be able to show us exactly where we need to go next. That's the magic.
Yeah.
Yes, I see it right now. The very first eternal source we need. Air. The core of light was powered by all the eternal sources. If we can acquire that air source, we will be well on our way to rebuilding it.
Yeah, so in the game there are 8 elements in total. Magic, water, tech, air, life, undead, earth, and fire. In Trap Team, they added light and dark in addition to chaos, who is the main villain of the entire series, a little bit annoying, who gets his own element. So at this point in time there are only 8 elements. There are a few differences with Skylanders that are used and have different abilities. So as I said, life can have a couple skips. Water has its own skips. There are these elemental gates that are actually dotted throughout all of the levels. You can only open them if you have a Skylander of that element. So you'll see that actually comes to use in Chapter 6. You'll see in a second, because we actually kind of go into a gate from behind, and then when you come out, when you come out, it puts you right near the end.
Come and see me.
Yeah. So as I'll explain, so there are also a few differences between Wii and HD, other than the glitches, of course. Certain triggers are active on HD and not on Wii, and vice versa.
Oh yeah, that's 2 for me. But who's counting?
So chapter 3 here, the Sky Schooner docks. I like this level casually. It's kind of average for speedrunning. Wii runners absolutely hate it.
Take it down and
If there are any SSA Wii runners in the chat, you can confirm this for me.
piece of cake, especially for heroes like us. Heroes who like cake.
Yes, so so this level involves 3 you have to shoot down some airships mostly. So we have a little thing up here. It pushes you into the Skylander info panel. We've already used it before, and we're going to use it in a second as well. So running up here, grab this key. You can do a proxy off the lock of the gate, and that's super swag, but I missed it this time. It does save a little bit of time. So here, we don't have to do the turret. You can just skip over it. And if you're using, you can open the Skylander info panel, and if a character keeps moving out of the range of this thing, it just teleports the other player to them. It's called a snapback. We do the same thing with this. We can do the same thing with this gate. And we don't need Hex for it. Okay, so in Wii, they have a different way of getting over, of getting through these. So one of the main characters used in Wii is Ghost Roaster, who's a Skylander you can turn into a giant skull, and he moves pretty fast. He has a very small hitbox, so they use another they use another character, Zook, who has this ability to make mushrooms grow and form a shield. And they can actually push Ghost Roaster through the collision of the gate. In the most basic sense. Wii runners will know more about how it works than I do. I know a little bit about Wii, but I have never done a run on it. Most likely because I actually kind of don't like the Wii remotes. Unpopular opinion, but... Oh, I missed it. Okay. So, come on. Yeah, so just killing enemies here. And on Wii, we can skip the final gate, but HD has to do the turret section. So, you're meant to be destroying this big airship that has this special propeller that you need. Even though on HD it just looks like all the regular ones. Yeah, the point of this portal, the point of this game, of this level, is to grab this special propeller to make so that Flynn, who is the pilot, can make it through the tornado that's in the next level. But it's actually being the first example of the one strat that I don't really like. Everyone in Wii loves this strat, but I hate it. Okay, not everyone in Wii, but a lot of people in Wii like it.
We'll slap this baby on, fly on up to the impenetrable straw.
It involves a little bit of setup, but it's not too bad.
And then be back in time for my date with Callie.
So with the background of Skylanders and stuff, like while we're going through these cutscenes, could you give us some of the lore behind like what the entire world is?
So the idea is that in this game specifically, the big baddie Chaos has destroyed the core of light, which is this big machine that kept the darkness, which was the overarching force of evil at bay. Oh come on, why'd you do that? Oh come on, game. Of course this has to happen during a run. It always does. Alright. Never mind. Yeah, so Chaos has destroyed the core of light, which was this big machine that kept the darkness at bay. The darkness is this overarching force that appears that is like the source of all evil. So we have to go through all the different levels and all these different locations to find the pieces of the core of light and put it back together. The different games expand upon this a different more, but none of them actually return to the core of light, except it's mentioned as superchargers once. So anyway, we lost the infinite wing boots when we finished chapter 3. So we go back to chapter 3, and we can just enter this turret. We can just enter the turret here, and then we can go back to the main hub. They're called the ruins. And if I can actually menu properly, thank you. Okay, so now what we do is I bring in another stealth elf, because stealth elf is so important that you need to have 2 of her, basically. Put her here and remove her from the portal. So I'll explain how this works in a second. So now we actually enter. Now we actually enter chapter 4. Now, normally this level is a castle that is being torn to pieces by a tornado. So you're meant to run around this ring that they have winding down these lightning pylons. But we are not going to do that if I got this if I got this set up correctly. But yeah, we'll see. So it's some of these are more finicky than others.
Now that's a twister. And it's ripping that
So
castle.
big tornado. It doesn't. I mean, it's not the most accurate thing in the world, but yeah.
Looks like the old
I mean, as we
Romans
could. So
eternal
yeah.
war with some dingus, and now they're trying to harness
So
its power.
yeah. All of the Skylanders. I would say that all of the Skylanders games have Chaos as a villain. I don't say has him as the main villain because there is one exception to this rule,
Right now, it's just
and that is
one
supercharges.
little chunky thing stuck in the
I'll explain about that. So
vortex.
okay.
Or a tornado, but hey,
So what we're gonna do here, once Flynn finishes talking,
cake!
we open the statement from my one. Join player 2 as Stealth Elf. If I get this right, walks me all the way across the level to the castle. Now we just run up here, and this fight section here is the end of the level. So warps have been in Wii for a long time. For almost a year by this point, I think. And we only found them in HD not too long ago. So anyway, this is the end. Yeah. So this is the Eternal Air Source, and it's the first piece of the core that we collect. Like that.
The Eternal Air Source has been integrated into the
So
core.
yeah, they've got these. So one, I actually
This is coming
not
along
when I'm not.
very
It's got these
nicely.
really.
But I'll need some time to figure
They've got
out
these
how
really
to
cool
Why don't
cutscene.
you go
They had these
ahead
really
and
cool
there seems
cutscenes
to be a
in all the
little ruckus
versions
coming from
of
over
like the core just being put together, even going underground and all the stuff. Okay, so now we have. Sorry, I'm kind of preoccupied. So now we have Google. So now we hit. So different characters will take you to different areas of the world. So running. So this here is Gurglefin. He is a Gilman, not a fish.
Actually had to sit here and listen to that monster make up recipes.
And
I was the main ingredient.
he does all the water elements.
The worst. Little help,
So yeah,
please.
talking with the
Look inside
warps.
the lake and see if you can trip the tumblers.
In HD, I don't know exactly how much time they saved, but it was like in excess of like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm sorry, I failed to double check my knowledge. So we have these lock puzzles as well. It's just move the stick left and right and hit all these switches with a little imp. We don't have to do a lot of them,
That was close.
but you do. There are a couple that you do have to do.
For you, Skylander. But
In fact, I think this is the only one you have to do, as far as I can remember.
Gilman goulash.
Okay, so
You wouldn't happen to have
now
any
we have
on you, would you, Mr. Fish?
one of the other. We have the next level that has a big difference between
And where would I even keep
Wii
it
and
anyway?
HD.
I'm not
So
wearing any pants.
Oh,
sorry,
right.
so-
I see.
I've been looking for you.
so this
Skylander.
level that we're coming to is Oil Spill Island.
Where trolls have taken over
So-
and enslaved the rest of my kind.
So casually there are 5 Gilman and cages that you need to go around
Very
and free by
dangerous.
finding the
Not like
keys.
sheep, mind you, but still.
On Wii, you do have to do
They're
that.
operating a fine kettle
And then
of
on
fish.
casually,
Oh,
and then there's a
sorry.
bomb. You teleport out to another layer, and there's a bomb that you have to throw in a refinery to finish the level. On Wii, you do have to free the Gilman because the bomb doesn't actually exist until you free all of them. Like I'm pretty sure you can get out there on Wii, but the bomb just doesn't exist. So now we're just sailing off the edge of the island and into the sky, which is quite funny to look at. So yeah.
Enchanted.
Yeah, Wii has to free the 5 Gilman, whereas HD can just go straight for the bomb.
Came and started drilling for oil. They give it all to Chaos for his crazy machines. And then if things weren't bad enough, they captured my people. But now you're here. Go take care of business,
Yeah.
Skylander. Free them and
This
teach
is-
those trolls a lesson.
I can't actually tell, like, if I had to pick one favorite level from each element, it would some of them would be hard. Okay. So just for context, we've just passed the 23-minute mark. For context, we would probably be somewhere in chapter 7 by now. Maybe slightly before chapter 7. This is chapter 5. So we did the boost off the barrel in chapter 2. It also works on these crystals. So we just kill the enemies here. You don't have to solve this puzzle. We just do a boost to the top of here. We don't need Hex. We just run around, grab this bomb, and throw it into here. Like that. Even though on Wii it's a lot more finicky than that, it actually has to land in the smokestack. You can't just throw it in the general vicinity and it will work like it does on HD. It actually has to be in the smokestack.
Especially for a landlubber. You saved us all. Thank you.
And there we go. That's it. That's chapter 5.
Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
Alright, now we have chapter 6.
Through the far viewer, but
Chapter
it's a
6
little
has
rusty. It won't turn past
it's got a couple things in it. So
fingers. I'm trying
on
to-
HD we go through about half of the level mostly normally, and then we do a boost of kind of out of bounds.
I didn't name it.
But not really, because there's a water elemental gate below one of the bridges. So you boost off of that down into the gate, and then you can exit it, and it drops you basically at the end of the level. Wii doesn't go as far into the level as HD does, but it has it's a little bit finicky. Come on. Yes, so on HD, what they do is they don't go as far into the level, but they use Warnado, who is this little turtle, to do a spin dash into a bounce pad onto a plank, a board. Sorry, I can't remember the exact name of it. A pier. That's it. A pier that juts out and that skips you roughly to the same part as it does on Wii. It's called Ant Skip. Named after Mega Ant-Man, who I'm pretty sure found it. There is also what's referred to as Baby Bash strats, because there's another character called Bash who can also do it, and it's a lot easier to do it with Bash, but you lose about 7 or 8 seconds because you have to swap to Bash, because you need to use Warnado throughout most of the rest of the level to get to that point.
As much as I hate to say it, you should go.
So there are people who I'm hoping that there's 1 or 2 people who can actually kind of verify what I'm saying and making sense.
So one thing that somebody else pointed out was that there's differences in the names of the areas between HD and the Wii version of the game.
Yes, okay, so this game also had like a battle mode. So it's like you can have a friend, you can go 2v2. Like a 1v1 in a battle arena. They have different names in HD and according to Wii. I've never done them in HD. Actually, what am I doing? I mean to switch to Zap. So chapter 1, 6, and 7 are where we use Zap. I forgot to switch to them earlier. It's not a huge time loss. Yeah, I just feel like a bit of an idiot for not remembering. But yeah. So world record for Wii is 1:05:47, I think, by Bensel. And world record for HD is 2:17:18 by me. The difference is almost exclusively cutscenes. Like, if HD could skip cutscenes, it would be like 5 minutes. It would be like 5 minutes. It would be like almost 5 minutes. It would be faster than Wii. Yeah. Alright, okay. So, again, momentum storage. We can just run up here. And we can do a bonk on the top to get to here. And then we can do a hex boost. The key is up there, but there's a cutscene there's a couple cutscenes that triggered there as well. So that's annoying. So we just boost over here. And we can boost, we can go down here. Boost over this one. If I can actually get it. Come on. And then actually I can go into the water for this one. So here, that is where you would do ant skip just there. Wow, weird camera angle. That is where you would do ant skip there. That bounce pad and the pier above it. HD continues a little bit forward. And do grab this key. And then ignore the squid face brutes here. Yes, that is the actual name. The big guy with the anchor. Up to here, rejoin Hex. And we boost. This is the water gate. And now we just the exit to these ones is a whirlpool. And this is the end of the level. So what we're gonna do, actually I don't need hexes, I can just and that is the end of the level. So actually kind of talking about the leaderboards, HD is so dead that there's almost, I will say, like 40 minutes between the top 3. So there's me with 2:17:18. Then there is the infamous Donatello the Donkey, who has since deleted all of his internet stuff with the 2:37:47. The run is no longer viewable. And then there's Aidan. Well, I say that he prefers Aiden, but he's Dutch. I want to actually get his name right. With a 2:55 something. I can't remember exactly what it is. But yeah. And actually that's, now that I think about it, that's actually kind of reminded me, there is actually kind of a big gap between first and second on Wii now as well. So world record on Wii is 1:05:47 by Bensel, I think it was. Second place is a 1:08:16 by Madman. It's still a very good run, but Bensel is just apparently such a god at this game. And giants apparently. Basically, Bensel is very good at this series. That's all I have to say. Okay.
It looks as if we have more than just chaos and the darkness.
But yes,
you must be extremely cautious.
I think the general consensus with some people is, like, they will do, like, they start off thinking, oh, HD looks really good. They do a run, no, it sucks, I am never doing this again. Except me. Except me.
Enchanted boots.
Alright, now we have chapter 7, Leviathan Lagoon. So we do use that for little, we do go over a lot of water. And there is we do a small sequence break thing.
Don't call me.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah. Actually, I think I was if there are, hang on, yeah, so let's say we have to collect these 4 statues. So 1, and then you can, we can go through here. We can grab number 2. Number 3 is over here. Nice barrel boost. That one's a little bit inconsistent. Then you can run across here. Number 4 in the story is meant to be at the top of this one, but some pirates have gotten a hold of it. Some pirates have gotten a hold of it and it's on their ship, so which means turret section. Yeah, this is another thing that Wii doesn't have to do, because it's just an invisible wall where it would go, and we can just clip through it, but you can't on HD. So,
I'd do it myself, of course, but, you know, fish eye.
Bad joke, Orphan. Now we switch to Stealth Elf, because we're going to lose Infinite Wing Boots, and we decide to use Stealth Elf later on. So yes, destroy the pirate ship. Oh yeah, kind of a funny story while I'm doing this. So I started out running this game on PS3, which, as it turns out, PS3 is not a good console for this series. So I was guaranteed to hardlock the game at least once per run. So I literally went and bought an Xbox 360 just for this game. Now here's the infinite water. Here's the eternal water source. But oh no! Oh no! What an unexpected plot twist! Yeah, we have four of the elements have these boss fights with chaos.
And I see you just happen to be looking for the eternal water source.
With his big giant floating head. And you don't actually fight him. He just sends in some minions and does a spell occasionally. So 3 of the Skylanders that there are 4 there are 4 Skylanders per element that you can collect. You will see 3 of them as evil minions per element there are. So water, life, undead, and fire are the ones that have these fights. So now we have the evil shark bath of Doom Sharks, which became so iconic to Chaos that they have made appearances in 2 of the other games. So in Trap Team, you can trap Chaos as a villain. One of his attacks is the Doom Sharks. And in Imaginators, which is the last one of the least liked ones, there is a Chaos Sensei who also has the Doom Sharks as an ability.
Now you face my evil.
Who's gonna beat that?
But yeah. Yeah, so one thing that Wii has that this one doesn't is there's a thing called unloads. So on the final wave, Chaos will send all 3 minions out at once. Wii has a dying animation of every time. It's not actually we see the first one, you can skip the rest. So what they go for is called an unload. The idea is that you kill 2 of them fast enough that only 1 death animation plays. I'm not sure how much. I was told the thing was saying like 7 seconds per unload. I'm not entirely sure on that. It's just what I can remember. Alright. Okay. So the 3 water minions we've had Zap, we've had Gilgrunt, and now we have Slam Bam. Yes, these are the actual names of the figure. These are the actual names of the characters. And now, the 4th one that you don't see is Whamshell. I'm not entirely sure how good he is, but now you can see these. We've got all 4 at once. We've got all 3 at once. We will try and kill at least 2 of these relatively close together, so that you only see 1 death animation. It's not like they know kind of what to look for, but it's not guaranteed to happen every single time, I guess.
See if I can. Soon you too.
Alright. So yeah, and so I'm kind of wondering, what is like... Well, for people who have played this game, do you have like a favourite element? I don't know, I mean, talking with the speedrunners, like they kind of don't count, I'm sorry, but...
You have enchanted boots.
Yeah, so that is the eternal water source.
Excellent. The eternal
And actually, before we watch this, let's go back and reset Infinite Wing Boots.
Enchanted boots grant you
So,
great speed.
you should say we actually has one of the apparently one of the greatest memes in the entire series. Soup. So Warnado has the Warnado is the tool who you can manipulate kind of as you can manipulate some bouncing in the shell to gain height.
Enchanted boots grant
But
you
so
great
what they do, so
The Eternal Water
Corey,
Source is once
who
again part of the core of
Corey
light.
doesn't
But
entirely
the
run
darkness will
ECSA
continue to
like they've
spread
done
until we
a
have
few
all the
runs
eternal
of it.
sources.
But Corey found that you could
Now,
get
that was unexpected.
there's these torches
I need
and
to do a
bowls
little research
in
to find
chapter
where you must go
15,
next.
and Corey found a way
Why
to
don't
get
you
up into one of them. So
investigate the
they
beast down
put
there? I've been here for
Warnado
3
in
voices
one of
coming
them,
from there for a
and it
while.
looked like a bowl of soup. We grab the oil can, we're gonna need it in a second. Wait, that wing sapphire, if you pick it up, is an unskippable cutscene.
Good morning, Skylands! Whew. Thanks for the oil up. I've been stuck in that.
So we have to talk. We now have the Clamtron 4000.
Good. Hey, I owe you big time.
This is not super. This is not super RNG.
You rich. See, I
Like
was
sometimes it
for
can be. All right.
4,000. Just find me some
So we need
clams
to
and
grab
I'll
5
make
clam. We need to grab these. We need to grab 5 clams
that.
to give to this guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now he's gonna mash them all up into a pearl.
Right up.
He says.
More pressure. Add some heat. Now just shift it around with a touch of elbow grease and presto. What?
Yeah, that doesn't really look like a pearl.
Oh no! What happened? What did you do to
Also,
me?
yes, like this game, like, I mean, this game kind of has just Spyro in the title, just to try and sell more copies. I think it's a Spyro as well as the Spyro series. I mean, Ulrich here, he's not super important in this game. He appears in Giant's Trap Team, and he tries to be the Giant Trap Team to sell you stuff from the shop, which means that he is quite literally money bags from Spyro 2 and Spyro 3.
Cyclopses have stolen the crystal eye. Figures. They always
And I'm not sure what to think of that.
even named their castle after it. But the bad news is they've sealed off the bridge entrance.
I mean, it even kind of looks like Moneybags, just
like we're gonna have to
less
find another-
fat.
Wait, is that a bomb? Where in Skylands did we get a bomb?
I made it myself.
Really?
Do we have a minute or
Well,
two
that
to
might
talk
be
about
just what we
the
need.
charity
A
and
bomb
some
could
donations?
possibly open up
Yeah,
the
yeah, go
entrance to
ahead.
the tunnel.
Perfect.
Or blow us all up
Alrighty.
in the process.
So, just so everybody is aware, this is Velocity Volume 3, and we are hosting this marathon in support of Movember to support men's physical and mental health around the world. So just like a quick little understanding of kind of the things that they support. Globally, actually, men die on average 6 years earlier than women for reasons that are largely preventable, such as prostate cancer and other, mental health issues such as suicide. And we know it doesn't have to be that way, so we're all here to help the Movember Foundation support and find other ways to at least alleviate a lot of the issues that men face today, and help them live healthier, happier, and longer lives. So, any and all donations that are provided to the Velocity Marathon go directly to the charity, which we're going to help at least try and support as much as we can and go from there. So really appreciate that anyone who's able to donate. And back to you, Matthias.
Alright. So now we have Diggs. Diggs is liked by some, hated by many. So he's this little mole. He's the only character to appear twice.
You must go.
So he does the ones for Earth, which we're doing now, and then he appears later on to do fire.
So be careful.
Yeah, and hold your nose.
Yeah, so Diggs, he apparently has super poor eyesight. He can't see. Kind of as a fun meme, or kind of fun fact in Skylanders lore, the reason the Molken don't have hair,
A snap.
the reason the Molken don't have hair is because they used crude oil as hair shampoo and made all their hair fall out.
Of course it is.
Which, don't do that.
Say, I'm not looking forward.
So yeah, now we have the Crystal Eye Castle,
But
which is actually one of my favourite levels in the run, even though it's really short.
Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
So is
Okay.
there like an overarching like story arc between all of the Skylanders games, or is it kind of sort of Final Fantasy-ish in each
It's
of the
just,
iterations?
it's literally just Chaos wants to take over the world, and all the various ways of doing it, of him doing that. And what? Okay, so the first one, he destroys the core of light. We rebuild it. Second time, Giants, he finds the lost city of Arcus, and that's the Iron Fist of Arcus, and revives the Archeans, and like an old robot race from like 10,000 years ago. What Force? In one part of Skylanders, there's this very magical volcano with the ritual. He wants to turn the volcano evil. Trap Team, he's making this massive super weapon. Which is Superchargers is like the most intense story in my opinion. Chaos is not actually the main villain of Superchargers. The Darkness makes a return in this game with an actual somewhat physical form. So, in that one, it definitely puts the most stakes on the line. Okay, so anyway, here, we break through the air, and then I love that part so much. You do a curved barrel boost, and my controller turned off. Thank you. So you do a boost off that barrel, and then you just wing around, and you get up there without solving this long turtle puzzle. Hex boost up here, and then you do another hex boost here. What am I doing? I'm doing all the controller stuff. There, we don't need Hex. So, Wii does have a 6 to 8 warp. It drops you just past that gate there. But I didn't do it because it's a little tedious, and it's slower on HD. And you do actually have to a lot of levels in HD require 2 characters. Whereas we can get away with 1 a lot of the time. And through various combinations of Stealth Elf, Ghost Roaster, and Soup. So we have the Crystal Eye. And now we're going for the Eternal Earth Source.
Thank you. Now we must get the Eternal Earth Source. The village
So
in Stone Town
there's a boss, and then there's a boss in the next level, but it's actually it has changed a little bit since I did my run. Since I did the submission that I put in. It's not. We have a new faster kill strat on him on the golem.
I'm sure Diggs knows the way. We should ask
It's
him.
the stone golem. Okay, so you go and talk to Diggs again, and go to Stone Town.
But we'll need to cross the stone bridge before we start. Follow me.
Yeah, SSA we
Tell me when we get there, okay?
definitely needs a lot more figures than HD does. So
Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
what is it?
I can take you.
What was I gonna say?
Stone Town is just beyond the Cyclops outpost.
Yeah. So SSA we needs more figures than
All these vibrations.
HD. We needs more figures than HD does. So they both use Stealth Elf, and they both use Zap. HD uses Prison Break, we uses Drill Sergeant for something. And then we use HD uses Terrafin. And then we uses a combination, and then we uses Ghost Roaster, Cinder, Tornado. I probably forgot. Madman especially loves to use Sunburn for warps. In fact, that's gonna destroy the bomb. Okay, so never mind. You can do a barrel boost of that, but I was an idiot and threw the bomb at it. Alright. So, like, Madman is like... He's a really good friend of mine, and... Like... He has had the world record a couple times for SSA Wii 80% when Bensel wasn't around, I guess. And he loves to use sunburn warps. It doesn't lose any time. He just really likes sunburn. All right, so that here we're gonna run up here. We're gonna grab this key. You're going to ignore the enemies across the bridge, and here we're gonna you need to grab 3 keys, but we have a hex. And actually, there's actually speaking of events, there's a little bit coming up here. Past this, there's a kind of a block puzzle you need to do to ascend this mountain or this hill up ahead. If I can actually if I can actually do a hex boost. Thank you. All right, so yeah. So there's a little dash that you can do on the puzzle to save pushing a block called Madman Climb. On HD, we take that one step further with Madman Climb Skip. We boost Stealth Health up there, and we can just push this block. And because we have infinite wing boots, they store momentum, and I can actually just make it across here, no problem. All right. So yeah, that wasn't the greatest Madman Climb Skip in the world. I have gotten a much better one before. And the poor Mabu just getting tossed into the abyss. Alright. No wait, I'm just gonna do one igniter, okay. Oh yeah, both of them I forgot, both of them do use igniter. Who is this guy? A fire spirit in a suit of armor. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up to him and we're going to mash a certain attack and it's going to annihilate his health bar. So this was actually found not too long ago. And so what you're doing is he has this ability where he just does he can kind of throw fire out like this. You're doing it so that it lands inside the boss's hitbox, and it instantly retracts back, and you can just do it over and over and over again. Yeah, it's used on the final boss, and the story behind it, one of the stories behind it is just so dumb. Like, it caused so many arguments between me and almost everyone else. It's really petty, but it was just kind of, I call it something different and you don't like it. That's essentially what it boiled down to. I'll explain later. I don't think it has an official name on Wii. Yes, Arbo. I'm not the biggest fan of Arbo, actually.
So delicious, and the earth is just right.
And yes, I am Arbo, son of Barbo, child of Larbo. Yeah, he's a tree.
Where are my manners?
He's a tree of some kind.
And this is a Skylander. Master Eon has vanished. But
That's all I'll say, but
Master now. Can you help us?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll explain the story when we get to the final boss, because it's kind of interesting.
We need to recover the eternal life source. But in order to find it, we must first gather the seeds of life and plant them so their roots can point the way.
Oh wait, I forgot, we actually use this Sonic Boom.
I can do something like this.
So there is a 10 to 11 warp. Yeah, there is a 10 to 11 warp. That I can actually, like, so as a result of the warp, my chapter 10 is slower now, but my chapter 11 is a lot faster.
And I
And I think I have like my own little secret strat on the chapter 11 boss fight.
It looks like it leads to Treetop Terrace.
Because one thing to notice is that on Wii, a lot of the stuff you take more damage on Wii than you do on HD. So what I would doing, what I'm going to do for that is would not work on HD. At least you wouldn't be able to do it to its fullest extent.
Follow me, and if
Okay.
you look down, you can see everything.
So honestly, I quite like the life levels. They're quite calming. They're very reminiscent of Treetops from Spyro 1, if you can remember that nightmare of a level.
Great speed.
It feels good to be in the Tree of Life. I can tell these things. But what
But yeah, there's a couple things. There's a couple things in here. Winged boot jank. Also, there's a part of an inside level you can actually see it from there in the top right corner. It just went past. Fantastic game. All right, so from the point of where you set up the warp, I can make it through the rest of the level. You make it through the rest of the level. You make it through the rest of the level with one figure because you're storing. Actually, I should probably explain how the warps work. So you're taking you're putting player 2 in the place that you want, in place that we've already worked out. You're taking it off, and it's actually storing the coordinates of that player. And we have to do some switching around with the figures when you're putting your player on, it does a checksum to see if player 2 is near the location of player 1. If it does, if it isn't, it's just going to put it right next to player 2 or right next to the other player. But we do a check. We do something that bypasses that check, and as a result, it just teleports you way across on the level. So in here, we activate here. Come on. I can run up the wall if I can run up the wall if I actually get it right. Like that. Kill these enemies here.
Magic Skylanders to unlock this gate.
I don't need to kill these enemies. Up here, this is the location where you set up the warp. And it puts me back there. Why does it do that? Fantastic game. Okay, so I need to put there. Now I take player 2 off. I can make it so there used to be a skip. Used to be a 1 player 2 controller skip that you could do here with this bridge, but we don't do it. We don't do it anymore because the warp saves more time than not doing this loses. So you can do a boost. You can do a hex boost across this, and you can actually get it across the gate there as well. But nowadays we just do it. I just do it like this. We hit this, and then we just run through this gate. And you can force yourself through the geometry of the floor up to here. And we can do another crystal boost. I'm pretty sure I found this one. Like that. And then we can do another similar thing here. If I actually get it. It's almost an SR. It's almost a slope intercept, but not quite, I don't think. Like that.
You've done it. Great.
So 10 to 11 is probably one of the most Tub to 4 and 10 to 11 are probably some of the most powerful ones in HD.
To the core of light and watch them grow.
Okay, and now we have apples. This is the infamous part of SSA Wii.
Grant you great speed.
So you need to collect 15 apples from these bushes before the sheep eat them.
Land creature.
So we runners use Sonic Boom here. What's funny is that Wii has 3 sheep, HD has 5 sheep, and yet it's still easier on HD.
Shoo! But these sheep are eating all the apples.
And sometimes I notice that it actually gives you double apples. Like you pick up 1 from the tree and it actually gives you 2.
Strong enough to speak to me.
Alright, come on. There's 1. There you go, I got 3. I only picked up. I started on 1, now I'm on 3, 4. Get away from these. Get away, sheep. Also, yes, I'm getting lots of proxies here, even though I'm not intending. Even though I'm not intending to get them. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, come on, you ate that one. There you go.
Splendid! The eternal life source is hidden inside a giant acorn within the Tree of Life. I know where to find it because the seeds tell me things. Whoa, I feel strange now. The forest is in danger.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, alright.
Ready to go quickly now?
Okay. Alright, chapter 11. So the warp to here puts you quite literally outside the boss. So there are these chainsaws that you can see that are cutting down the trees. And casually there are rockets that you have to pick up to destroy the chainsaws. On Wii, the speed run, Ghost Roaster has an ectoplasm ability, so he can just move through things that you're not supposed to be able to at the cost of a little bit of damage. So they just sneak past that up the chainsaw. HD can literally just destroy the chainsaws by attacking them. Anyway, so we set up a warp here, and this puts us right outside the boss here. So now we need to go up here, kill this chainsaw, this, and now this is we're in the boss. Yeah, there's the whole talk in the cutscene about how the eternal life source is a giant acorn. And Chaos wants the acorn. Chaos also hates trees. Which is why they had the chainsaws to cut all the trees down. He sees the evil and they're plotting against him. Alright, so now we have the life minions. Which is Zook. So this is the guy that you would use on Wii for the Zook clips. To push Ghost Roaster through the collision. He's actually kind of dangerous sometimes. Okay. You won't beat this because now we have the life spell. Wii runners love certain life spells. So on Wii, they're a lot more. I think they're a lot more random than they are on HD. So the final boss, you will have combinations of the 4 spells. Wii runners love it when they get life spells, and if they get snails, because if you see the red snails, if you get red snails, you are basically guaranteed to not take damage. And I hope you like snails, because you're going to see a whole bunch of them in the next couple phases. Okay, so Zook Stealth Elf, and now we have his second spell. So yeah, on Wii, these little life pips do a lot more damage than they do on HD. So the YOLO strats that I kind of do, just running through them, you can't feasibly do on Wii, because you would be dead by you'd be dead on number 4 or 5, I think. So I just take 10 on here. I think I do like 80 to 100 and something on Wii. I'm not exactly sure on the number. But I can just run at this wall, and that will destroy the waves faster. Very lazy strats, but it works. There you go. Now the final phase takes almost a straight minute to do, or a minute and a half. Stump Smash. This is probably one of the more iconic probably one of the more iconic characters. Alright, I ate his food, okay. Okay, now comes the tricky part. I need to hold a very specific point on the wall, not take too much damage, and not die. Because the waves just spawn over and over and over again, and it looks like I'm gonna die, and I might die, but I do have a backup. Here we go. I missed it. I missed the first part. There we go. And that's all the snails in the world. Done. Yeah, you could not do that on Wii. You would be dead in less than a second. And now we have the eternal life source. Okay, so yeah, so the core builds up over the course of the story. From what started from a flat ring, we now have that, and the sky is also progressively darkening throughout the story because the darkness is spreading.
4 to go. We must find the remaining eternal sources before they fall into Chaos's hands.
And now we have General Robot. And a rather unorthodox method of traveling. So what, air had the balloon, water had the ship, earth had the bridge, life had the vine.
I'm in charge.
Do we have any idea what the this is tech? Do we have any idea what the travel method for tech would be?
I'm looking for a Skylander. Ah, excellent.
If you already know, don't spoil it. I guess. I guess if anyone could guess, but
Are keeping something unknown in a heavily guarded warehouse.
now this this is the definitely deviates the most from the intended path. That or chapter 14. Chapter 12 was finicky. That's all I'll say.
It's even more serious than I expected. You see, the enemy is crafty and has the advantage. Temporarily, of course. And we do not at this time have the firepower to evac said gear to a safe location behind our lines to reconnoiter. We need your help, soldier. Can I count on you?
A cannon. Okay, so chapter 12 needs Terrafin. I should have waited a little bit longer. That's fine. Okay.
And do we have a moment to plug some incentives for later in the marathon?
Yeah, you can read out the incentives.
Perfect.
I've got like 40 seconds before I need to explain this straight.
Awesome. Yep, so for the last part of the marathon, we actually have a few incentives for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which is going to finish out the run for the evening, and the marathon for the evening, excuse me. And the nameable incentives we have are Pokemon Let's Go, like I said, we can name the character, name Pikachu, and also name your rival. So if you have a preference for what they would like to be or a nice fun suggestion, that would absolutely be amazing for me to get some donations in for those, and really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's when I decided to join the
Okay,
Mabu Defense
so
Force.
now we have Terraclips. I kind of hate these.
Come on, let's go get that golden gear.
Okay, so I have Terrafin, I need Hex as well.
And really quickly, we just got a raid from Retroid99. Thank you very much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Welcome, raiders. Go ahead.
I need to put Hex on this line with the bone wall, tunnel underneath the Terrafin, and hopefully pop through the other side of the gate. Like that. There are several lock puzzles, so normally you're supposed to continue straight through, but what we do is we go this way first. So this map, you're supposed to collect 4 pieces of the map. You're supposed to get 4 pieces of a map to make it through the minefield at the end. But we don't go. But we are actually going to get these in a different order from intended. That's piece number 1. Normally that's piece number 3 that you get. If I can actually kind of focus on the game. Okay, so here. kill these guys because they're gonna... Okay, so now I need to do a boost. Make another one here. This is the final one. Come on. Yeah, these are very... I made them look really easy, but they're actually really hard. And they're really finicky, and I hate them. Like that, okay. So now I don't need Terraform anymore. I need Stealth Elf. Okay, so... What I'm going to do, I'm going to attempt to do a Hex Boost up to here to skip going around the long way. It's a little finicky. It doesn't save, it doesn't save a huge amount of time. Please, game. Please work, game. Please work for me. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Alright, so now I need to get Hex out of the way because she's going to die really fast. Okay. Kill this guy. The third piece which you get, which is normally piece number 2, is below me. So that's that one. Then I can go to the teleporter. I don't need Hex anymore. And then I can go down here, grab that piece number 4, which would normally be the first one you get. Now, we has to take a little bit careful through the minefield. Actually, can just run straight through it. No cares given. And the golden gear, which by coincidence is also transported by rockets. Yeah, I'm not sure how aerodynamic that would be, but whatever. Okay. Okay.
I wouldn't mind upgrading my
Chapter
own
13.
What kind of grease does
This is another case of this is another case of HD has something that we doesn't. So the aim of Chapter 13 is that there's a mega bomb that you have to roll down a hill to blow up a wall. Well, on both versions you can get over the wall without the bomb, but on Wii the end of level trigger is not active unless you do the bomb. Whereas on HD it works completely fine. So we has to go and do the mega bomb.
Then failure is not an option. Skylander, we need your help. Can we count on you to shut down their factories and recover the goo?
Alright. Alright.
Glowing green goo of Primordia. That's what we're after, soldier. Make us proud.
So yeah, Tech actually has the most pieces to collect out of all the elements. So generally, in addition to the eternal source, it needs one other component to work. The air and life sources only need themselves, but Tech actually needs 2 things. It's just kind of just padding stuff in to talk about. So the Tech levels are kind of trench warfare based, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of them, even though Tech is my favorite element. So here, we want to throw a bomb at this wire barrier. You can carry it around here.
Ho there, Skylander! Feels good to be in the midst of all this action, doesn't it? I used to own a flower shop, but then I started the Mabu Defense Force, and then appointed myself captain. Now I'm blowing stuff up. That's the life, I tell you. Speaking of which, the main factories are just around this corner, but these turrets have us pinned down. Fortunately, our scout has reported a stockpile of mega bombs in the ammo dump at the top of the hill.
Yeah, he mentions the mega bombs. They expect you to go and get a mega bomb, but I'm not going to.
Be careful though. The entrance is being guarded by heavy artillery. Find the mega bomb if you can.
What I'm going to do is there's a convenient box behind Rizzo there. If the turret is nice to me, I will be able to boost over this box and clear the gate like that. If the turret destroys the box, you can just do a hex boost. So we need to wire out the 3 flags. That's number 1. Number 2. And number 3 is over here. Like that.
Thank you, Skylander. We've secured the factories, but the trolls are certain to retaliate. Let's hurry up and get this goo back to the general. He'll be expecting it.
But the other thing about what is it with this? What is it with tech and cannons? I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to think of dumb stuff to talk about. While this is happening, while this is going on.
So I guess one question from somebody who hasn't seen much of this game is: would you say that the cutscenes themselves are a nice break from the pace in the game, or would you say you'd rather like have it be like the Wii in the sense that it's like bang, 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 but
I wish I could skip them. I wish I could skip them.
And then the only thing that's really stopping you from
It's the only reason that they're the only reason that HD is as long as it is. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, so would you say that mostly it's like basically because the Wii controller is the only reason you don't like running on Wii, or
or the fact that just Wii isn't? I don't really like Wii remotes, honestly, and people are gonna yell. And I know people are gonna yell at me that I'm gonna be using 4x3 Wii when I should be using 16x9. But it doesn't feel right to use 16x9 on a Wii. Alright, so chapter 14. This one has another weird out of bounds. So you normally, it's not exactly out of bounds. There is no real true out of bounds in this game. But you're supposed to go around this path. But what we're gonna do here is we are going to yeah, I don't know. I realize I'm on my hands a lot when I'm talking. I don't know why I do that. So you need to go all the way around this part. But what we're gonna do is we get a boost off this barrel, hopefully, that takes us over here. We do a hex boost up this tree. We do a hex boost up this tree. We go far enough away to do a snapback with Hex. That puts you on the stone platform there. That puts you on the stone platform up there. Come on, game, please. Why are you doing this now? You worked just fine. You worked just fine before. You're supposed to be going up there. What the hell, game? Am I doing something wrong? Seriously? What the hell is wrong with this thing? This is just broken now. It should not be like this. You should be going in bounds there. Hang on, what happens if I just restart the chapter?
Enchanted boots grant you great Skylanders, but the tech elements are stronger in this zone.
If you miss it, you can just do a hex boost. I have no idea what is happening, and I'm kind of getting a little annoyed right now. It's an easy trick. It's just, why is the game putting me back there and not in bounds where I should be? I've done this exact trick with these exact Skylanders. I don't have a duplicate of any of them, except it's stuff and it's only the same. Come on, game. I can't skip stealth of herself. In bounds. There we go. Finally. So that's what was meant to happen the first time. That puts me way over here, right at the end of the level, which is up here. Get out of my way. Now I'm annoyed.
Ho there, Skylander! You got here just in time.
What a way to waste 2
You
minutes.
need to get past their barriers, but we aren't having any luck. The good news is we've captured a troll stockpile. And
14 is
there's
meant to be
nothing wrong.
easy.
Good for our side. Bad news is it's too heavy for any of us to move. Me,
So,
too many years spent
this
fighting
one,
powers, I suppose.
there are regular bombs in the arena that we can use to break the barrier, but HD needs the Mega Bomb. And Mega Bombs are annoying. It is so easy to blow up that turret on the right and you have to go back and do it again.
Stronger in this zone.
Okay, got it that time.
It's their secret weapon. The trolls must be using the eternal tech source to power that.
Now I can just kill the tank with this barrel that they put on the back. Chapter 15.
Enchanted boots.
Superb!
We now have the undead.
You've done Skylands proud! I may be a great general, but when it comes to the supernatural, I am OU-double-T out. This is my last
And
hurrah. Good luck with the war, soldiers!
it is probably...
The general might have the right idea. On the other hand, the spirits of the undead don't cross over unless they are severely disturbed. Perhaps you should investigate. That noise is coming from the beach.
Alright. Okay. Chapter 15.
I see
Oh!
sapphire. It is
I
a
mentioned
happy
the winged sapphire
winged sapphires
before I
are
proceed to
happy.
pick it up.
Winged sapphires like to say hello when they meet the fairies. The more
Thankfully it's not too long.
Boo!
But yes, now we have T-Bone.
In case you weren't hip to it, that's how we skeletons say hello. Nothing, huh?
Who is unironically probably one of the funniest characters in the
Not much of a
game.
skeleton right now. Seem to be missing a
He's
bone
got his
or
really
two,
bad
or 204
skeleton
more like.
puns.
Anyway, can't seem to find my body right now. Embarrassing, I know. By the way, I'm T-Bone.
And he's in...
Making a ruckus up here, loud enough to wake the undead.
He's in a little bit of a... He's in
Well,
a little bit of a predicament.
and you think I'm dead?
Because he just has his skull.
Hey, you're a Skylander, ain't ya? Oh, you know, I could really use some help finding my body. What do you say, pal? Huh? You want to help me find the rest of me? Oh, thanks a million, bub. You know,
Yeah, so the winged sapphires give you a 2% discount on the upgrades that you can buy, but they're kind of pointless because you already have all the upgrades that you need.
All right. Come on, keep.
And there's 10 of them throughout the hub world that you can get.
Actually, I just need one more bone, baby.
And
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, baby.
So now he's a full skeleton again.
Rattle him again. Cha cha cha.
No offense, Mr. T-Bone, but I can't help noticing that your head would make a perfect receptacle for the next eternal source. You wouldn't happen to have an extra head on you, would you?
Let me see. Extra head. Extra head. Of course I don't have an extra head. Yeesh.
So if you collect all 10 winged sapphires in total, that's a
Actually,
discount of
I could take
20%.
one to find a pretty good one. Not as handsome as mine, of course. But
And
you
it
know,
actually, so they do appear. They are in pretty much every game.
And you can take our Skylander hero there?
Giants, Swap Force, and Trap Team. You find them in levels.
I suppose I could help you out.
Superchargers, you find them randomly. I'm not sure about. I can't remember Imaginators.
Underworld. Right,
Alright,
here we go.
so
Oh,
let me see. 15 average, 16 short and sweet, 17 pain. Okay, 17 isn't that bad, it's just annoying. Alright, chapter 15.
Enchanted boots.
This one's kind of fun
great
because you can actually do some boosts off some bones. And I hope you like spiders. Or I hope you're alright with spiders.
Skull mask. I know exactly where it is. I think. If you think about it, it's kind of redundant having a skull mask in the underworld.
There's a lot of them in here.
Who'd wear it? We're all skulls. Kinda silly. Okay, should be fine. Just as long as we don't run into any spiders. Sorry, bub. You're on your own.
So, we start off, we can do a boost off this pile of these bones here,
Stronger in this zone.
as I proceed to miss it. And if you missed a backup, ignore the story scroll, you can do it off this, off this barrel. You do one off this barrel to skip the gate if he doesn't blow it up, like that. Then off this skull.
To unlock this
Come on. And then blow up the skull, you can do it off these ones as well. Don't blow them up, please. Get out of my way. Like that. Kill the big guy. I don't need a bomb. Open the key. Or open the gate.
Skylanders of the fire.
Now it gets dark in here. Run through this section. And because we have Hex, we don't need to get the keys. My game actually hardlocked on this part once, and I was really annoyed about it. That being said, I can now no longer do it. Now I need to run. I need to run across here and get this one because these spiders can kill you really fast. Okay, that's good. Okay. So we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave Hex in the game for now because we use her in the next run, character 16. I'm pretty sure 16 is the shortest level in both Wii and HD. It's definitely one of the shortest in HD. So, to do chapter 16, we have to do 3 Hex boosts. So, chapter 16 is normally a giant maze where you're supposed to loop all the way around this area to end up with a key. And then you can go through another way to unlock a cannon for it to use to blow down a bridge.
Splendid then. Let's go get it.
Whoa,
But we can skip that.
It's being guarded by some ghouls over in the creepy citadel. It's creepy. You know, says so in the name.
And do we have a minute for donations as we go through these cutscenes?
Yep.
Great. Awesome. Well, we had a $20 donation from the Madman731. Thank you very much. Saying, learned about this amazing cause and couldn't help but support it. Good luck to the runners today, and thank you, Team Velocity, for this amazing, man. Thank you very much, Madman. Really appreciate it, and glad to see you hanging out in chat.
All right.
Thank you, Mathias.
No problem.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Okay.
Check. Let's go. Tell you the truth.
All right.
Get back to that crypt.
So,
Well, not exactly
chapter
die,
16.
but you get the picture.
I like the 100% of speedrun of chapter 16 is actually quite fun. Okay, so here we go. But the 80% and we say, or also as we call it ASL for short. Plus, this is like one of my favorite soundtracks in the game. Another one that's quite for me is chapter 18, the Malkin Mine. But a lot of people really like chapter 21, the Archean Armory.
Alrighty. The skeleton key is down here in this crypt somewhere. And don't you worry.
Okay.
I won't run out on you this time.
So, we have zombies in this level. Except no, because we're not going to fight them. And we're not going to encounter them.
Just be sure you
So, the zombies are interesting. Like, when you do encounter them in 100% and 118%, You can only kill them with either fire you can kill them from fire Skylanders, or the candles that are dotted about the place, or with a cannon. So boost 1, boost 2. So you unlock the escape by pushing the cannon from the right, and you have to go all the way around to get that. If I could please do a boost, thank you. We has to do a fighting section in here, but HD can just do that. And again, we can.
Wow, you found
Okay.
the skeleton key. This'll open the gates to the creepy citadel. Hey, but it also does this.
Maybe I should have done. Maybe I should have done torp strats and had a liter of water with me.
Amazing, huh? Comes in pretty
Okay,
handy
never
with
mind.
the
No one's gonna get that joke.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. So yes, the skeleton key also apparently acts as a second skeleton, or it can do. All right. Chapter 17.
Okay, top floor.
We
Ladies
are
and
not going to go into this
gentlemen,
level straight away.
land of the living.
Ah, good gracious! What's your head doing attached to that key?
Well, it is a skeleton key, but anyway, with that all out
Because
of the
we're
way,
gonna set up a
we can leave
warp.
for the creepy citadel anytime you're ready.
And HD has the luxury of just being. Oh, sorry. We has the luxury of being able to place one of the expansion packs on, and it teleports you to that location. HD doesn't do that, so I have to run all the way up here and put on my stuff out. So we would get here simply by placing the Darklight Crypt level pack on the portal. I think it's there. But I can't do that. I can't do that on HD. I need to go down to the. Need to go back to T-Bone now.
Anyway, with that all out of the way, we can leave.
So the creepy citadel is kind of in 3 parts. So you've got the castle exterior, and the castle interior, and then the boss fight. So the warp will hopefully skip all of the exterior. 60, I think maybe 60 to 70% of the interior. You still have to do the boss fight though. I mean, you have to do the boss fight anyway. Okay, so here.
Well, there's the creepy citadel, where the eternal undead source rests in peace. Okay.
It's definitely one of the more It's definitely one of the more intimidating levels. It's just like the massive castle over a lake.
First you enter the castle through the main gate, then
Yeah, this level can be kind of scary sometimes.
after you fight your way through the castle, you'll go to that gateway over there. Then if
Okay.
you get the odds right, you'll find the eternal undead source. Ha! Easy. Oh, here,
So
let me get the gate.
T-Bone's just gonna open the gate. It's not like we need it.
And don't worry, I'll be right behind
Okay.
you. And by that I mean right here. Good luck.
So, please tell me this works. Yes, it does. That has put me pretty far inside the castle. So now you go this way. I hate this wall. I hate this hex boost because it's from everything else. And yes, some of the suits of armor can come to life, and there are spiders that do that. And okay, a little bit. So up here. So there's the So there's this block puzzle. Aishi just does a hex boost. You can do a you can solve it casually. You can solve it normally, or you can One of the most infuriating soup jumps in the run. You can do that. Not sure how much it saves, but I have been told by several people it is the worst one in the entire set, and it was the worst one in the entire run by a long way. Okay. Now we have the undead minions. The undead minions are annoying. The undead spells are kind of cheap. So, Ghost Roaster. This is the guy that we runners use a lot. Does a lot of damage. Just gonna attack him when you can.
He means nothing. You still I summon my evil.
Yeah. Okay. The undead spells are literally just lasers. So you got this one, and then it's the zipper, then the diagonal, or the grid. These ones follow you. Done. Okay, the next minion is Chop Chop. And Chop Chop is...
Slice and dice.
Chop Chop is the worst minion of them all. Get away from me.
You may be wondering why I'm laughing, eh? Because I know you now. I summon my particularly...
Okay. There's one I like one part of the spell. So I've got a kind of a guillotine, diagonal grid, these three that spin here, and then I line myself upright. Web of Death. That one's actually easier a wee because it does get bigger over time. These three, and then it's these ones that follow you.
I'm still laughing now. You face an even more power.
It's darkest.
Hex is the easy one. Easy. Alright.
Oh, come on. Fine. I didn't want to do this. Scratch that. I totally want to do this. Now I summon.
Okay. Last spell. These three that spin around. So on HD, the spell patterns are relatively consistent. On HD, on Wii, they're almost completely random. So that's less thinking you have to do. Okay, and then now it's the classic 3 minions at once.
Now you're about to become an ex-interloper, because there's no way.
Be afraid of the
Bones to
dark.
battle.
Here you go. Not too bad. The three minions are easier. Like the 3 minions are easier than Chop Chop or Hex on their own, or Chop Chop or Ghost Roaster on their own. That is the Eternal Undead source.
Skylanders is growing. Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
Okay. And here we have the return of Diggs. Okay. Okay, chapter 8, so chapter 18 kind of good, kind of bad. Like, the speedrun is kind of annoying,
Wow.
but I like it
Am I the only
casually.
one that didn't know this was here? I mean, honestly,
19.
there's a train here.
It's fun.
Hey, there's
It's
a-
fun casually. It looks nice,
Right there
but
behind you.
on HD it is so infuriating.
Huh, I'm not sure how I could have missed that.
It couldn't possibly be because
And I can't
these
skip it. I can't
bombs are
skip it with a
that
warp.
good. That's right. Boom!
Hey, I can still hear you know. Listen, we moles were digging, searching for the crucible of the ages. But there was a terrible cave-in.
Wait! You know where the crucible is?
So Diggs is
That's the
saying
missing
there's been a
component
cave-in
to
in a
the
mine.
machine. It's the only
The moles are
relic in
trapped
world
in
that
the
can
fair,
contain
but they
the
did
power
find the
of
crucible.
eternal fire source.
Hugo only cares about the
I know,
crucible.
That's why we're looking
And
for it. Wait.
Diggs is all being like, wait, what about the moles?
The cave. There are moles
Um,
down there.
Hugo can be kind of a prick, I guess. You could say because of that.
Skylander, if we can open a path through the debris, perhaps you could recover the crucible.
What part of moles trapped down there? Don't
So,
understand.
in Chapter 18,
Powerful enough to blow up the
Chapter 18
debris.
is the only run where we run is the only time where we runners use Drill Sergeant.
The moles.
Finally.
Drill Sergeant, I will say Drill Sergeant is actually my favorite character. Is actually my favorite character in this game, but we don't use him. Wow, I actually got a good bomb throw for once.
What was that? Was that
I missed
another
it so many
cave?
times.
Oh no!
Okay.
Are you ready to go to the mines now? Okay, let's go! But first, will someone explain to me why it is we're taking a train?
Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
Okay. No, wait, I missed it. Okay, I missed it. Yeah. HD uses Prison Break. So we utilize the concept that Earth Skylanders can break the rocks in here without needing the pick. And we use Prison Break specifically because there's these purple crystals that you can only break with bombs that Prison Break can also destroy. Now, it's faster to use Drill Sergeant and solve the puzzles that you use. You only have to break one crystal, and you use a puzzle with a cannon. You solve that. It's faster to solve that with Drill Sergeant on Wii than it is to use Prison Break. So we got to clear out all the rocks. I always miss some here, and I kind of hate it for that. I kind of hate it for this reason. So I need to kill as many enemies as I can. There are 7 miners to free, and it isn't a case of I can just leave. I can just do the one thing and then leave because you need the 7 miners. Okay, that's a crystal you would break. Normally you would solve this puzzle with the cannon on Wii. Now I have the most annoying part for me. We go back behind here and get this one. We can boost. We can kind of proxy off the rocks. Those guys do insane amounts of damage. I need to get past him. This guy. I only need this. Okay, and then switch to stealth elf. Because chances are, if I haven't... Oh wait, did I miss a rock? Hang on, no, hang on. I'll go to Terrafin just to be safe in case I missed a rock. It's an extra swap that it doesn't lose too much time on. It doesn't lose as much time on HD as it does on Wii. So it loses a little bit.
Wait, in my complete agony, I almost forgot. I managed to find the crucible of the ages.
Alright, we got a moment.
While you push, even though it hurts.
Yeah. We'll see how much I can. Okay.
Great. Well, actually, I'll be signing off as your host for now. We get time to introduce Sinith, who will be hosting the rest of this run and also helping out the next few runs as well. So, Really appreciate your run, Matthias, and I will see you all later. Thank you very much. Send it to your floor.
How's it going, everyone?
A little annoying, but a little annoying with this chapter, but it's fine. Hang on, pigs. Why do you don't go backwards, please. Go forwards. See, this is why we all hate chapter 18.
Skylanders
On Wii, the enemies actually are insta-killed. I'm pretty sure, are actually automatically killed, but not in HD. So it's just so frustrating when you just keep getting stuck on enemies on the way back.
And I have some good news.
But it's fine.
This
All right.
seismic activity has opened up a new tunnel.
Chapter 19.
There are new train tracks. That
I really like the look of this level.
Come on, mine are in terrible pain here. Grab that crucible and let's get out of here.
Just wondering when you have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah, now.
I just wanted to kind of remind everyone why we're here. So we're here to raise money for Movember. It's a charity foundation that is benefiting research towards men's mental health and suicide prevention, prostate cancer, and testicular cancer. Since 2003, Movember has funded more than 1,250 men's health projects around the world, challenging the status quo and shaking up men's health research and transforming the way health services reach and support men. Everyone here, please, please, please share this, put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook, social medias, reach out to your Discord communities. The more people we can get aware of what we're trying to do here, the more money we can raise for charity.
Are you ready to go now? Okay.
Alright.
All aboard.
Yes. Train skip, my old friend. This part is so tedious. It's amazing. So, this level, for context, normally there's a bunch of puzzles that you have to solve as you make your way down. But we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. What we can do is we can just do a various combination of hex boosts and very precise running to entirely skip it. To entirely skip these. And we actually leave the train at the start. Hence why I call it train skip. But as a result, it is very, very finicky to do. So we start off with a hex. So there are 3 puzzles in the opening section. There's this one, and then there's one here, and then the last one ends in a door, which does not have collision above it. And now I need to be very precise in where I run, because it gets very easy to get stuck as I'm running along very thin train tracks that are somehow not burning above all this lava. So just past here, there's this big invisible wall that I hit. Here. And it's very annoying to get past. And so you see cutscenes of the train moving along. So you'd watch the cutscene of the train going down to here. Normally you would solve this block puzzle, but on both Wii and HD, like Wii would do a warp to here, and then we both continue on the same way, just running along the train tracks. There's an invisible wall here. Come on, please get the good one. No. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay. That was a pretty bad train skip. Oh no. Oh no, I hate this part. I hate it when this happens. Come on. I'm gonna try this again. Very jank. I hate it. Got it. So now
are strong stronger in this zone.
Okay, the only thing I have here... Okay, so it's just make your way to the end. Fire is the last of these boss fights before Chaos himself. I do have one thing here that doesn't save a huge amount of time. I have early fire source that I can try and get. It's very finicky. All the enemies.
I don't know how you did it before, but not this time. In the line of fire!
Okay, Flame Sling is not too bad. In fact, none of the fire minions are that bad. Sunburn is the most annoying one.
Now, in return, now I'm gonna free.
And fire spells, the first one is just dodge the fireballs. Oh god. Wow, I don't. Yeah, the fire ones do a lot of damage. I need to make sure I get the food from here. Oh god. Okay. Oh. I'm dead. Okay, that's fine. I have it. That's fine. This is why I have a backup. This is why I have a backup stealth elf. In case of that. But yeah, like, now that stealth elf died, I can't use it again in this chapter. And these ones just dodge the fire. Eight, this is the most annoying one. And then we have this one. No, then we have the alternating. Ow. And then it's, I guess it's like, I call it the flower one, but it's not really a flower. It just does it like, just does that. Like that.
Very well. You leave me no choice. My evil eruptor. Burn it off.
Okay. Now this one, it's just straight into the three minions at once.
You can stand up to my fire spells.
Fire it up.
No EFS today.
Oh no! Okay, you may explain the infernal fire source, but there is still one more.
Oh well. Oh well. Okay.
Enchanted.
All right. Actually, now I have to do. Now I have to set up a cutscene warp. So I need to put a figure on, and then take it off. Actually, that's player 1. What am I doing? I need to take player 2 off,
There's only one eternal source left.
and store the corners in the cutscene.
Magic source. But magic is
I need to do a warp to set up a warp.
Decipher, the core needs a very special ancient kind of oil that allows every other element to receive the magic. But my book says nothing else about it. I don't know where to look.
Hey, you know that weird ancient statue out in the water that we've all been wondering about? Yeah, well, it's moving.
What? Skylander, can you go investigate? I'll continue to search for answers.
So, here. So, this is where you would talk to the guy to go to chapter 20, but before we do that, I will warp back to here and set up player 2 with a warp here. And now I go back to it. Now I have to go back the casual way. And it involves a little bit of luck. Okay. Yeah, we has a much faster way of doing that.
Greetings, Skylander.
Because they have Cinder,
We are what is left of an
who
ancient civilization.
can just go over the water with their dashes. It's fast. It's faster than I think all of the water Skylanders.
We are the keepers of many secrets. We have waited for one to come to pass our.
But yeah, we're getting close.
That which you pursue is
Chapter 21 is going to be the most annoying chapter in the run because it has an auto scroller.
Enchanted
Okay,
boots grant
people,
you
but
great
this
speed.
is actually a really cool level. So normally, in Wii, casually there are these 3 laser puzzles that you have to do to unlock the vault. Wii does have to do them, but Wii does have to do them, and they actually set up a double. Chapter. They actually this one actually has the only chapter within a chapter warp. But this should work. Yes. Okay. Good. This has put me on the main. This has put me on the main platform with the vault. So now I make a now I can just do a boost here, and I actually don't have Hex in chapter 21. And chapter 21 is also the only one of the only levels where we don't have the infinite wing boots. Because for whatever reason they reset when you enter chapter 21. The only reason I think it works is because the auto scroller has a turret built into it. So I'm feeling like the game puts you into the turret to load it, and then says you've completed it and pulls you out and drops you at the start of the level or something. That's the only thing. It's the only reason I can think of how it works.
You will find the eternal source of magic locked away in our ancient armory, where you will.
It is probably wrong,
the
but there's not a lot I can do about that.
Of our power. Would you like to go to our armory now, Skylander? Excellent. Then the Archean armory awaits you.
Okay.
Enchanted boots grant you great.
So,
at last, it is time.
People really like the look of this level, so there is a there is a warp
Skylanders of the
for this
tech
chapter, but
element are
I have
stronger
it's
in this
annoying, and I haven't fully learned it yet. Probably because I don't really like warps myself. Which is kind of funny. You'd think that the world record holder in every category would like all of the strats, but he doesn't. And now here we go, auto scroller time.
Well, you know what auto-scroller means.
Yep.
Lots of time to talk about the marathon. Chat, you gotta do something here. We got to $1,000 in a day yesterday. We're at 1385.17 right now. I think we can get to the $2,000 mark by the end of the day. We can do this. We did 1,000 yesterday. Easy. We got this. Believe. Share it. Like it. Get it out there. Let's get some people in here.
Hey, hold on, what's the... Oh, this is 5905. Well, let's go section takes 4 minutes. That's 2 or 3. Maybe 3 minutes. Do the rest. 2 or 6. I can do chapter 4 and I can do 22 in... If I can do 22 in 4 minutes, which I think all in is a dialogue. I think I can. I can do 22 in 4 minutes, which I think I can. What would happen if I said that this has a potential chance for world record?
How has the run been, by the way? Has it been cursed? Has it been blessed?
Average. I lost a lot of time in one chapter. Yet if I play my cards right, there's still potentially has chance to be a world record. Funnily enough. But I need the cleanest chapter 22 I have ever gotten. Yeah. This is the last bit of the auto scroller section. Okay, to go around here, I don't know why we can just break through the bridge across the other way. So we have to go all the way around here. There's one robot that we have to kill, but the boss fight on HG is very whack compared to Wii. I mean, Wii actually does have like a proper warp to skip all of this, but the one on Xbox is the one on PS actually is very finicky. Okay. That's the auto-scroller section basically done. I'm really not sure how I feel about this. Okay. Okay, so here, so this is the final part of the second to last level. So
Find the eternal magic source.
we need to get the eternal magic source. To do that, we need this key card, which is at the bottom, and then we need to unlock 3 vaults and make our way back up to it. So open this gate,
Skylanders of the air element are stronger.
and this is the time where you mash B or you mash circle because I'm a PlayStation guy, even though I'm running on Microsoft. So we need to go here. And there's a magic source.
The magic element.
Now, this has an elaborate ramp down, but what I can do is just dash off the edge like this, and skip going down the long way entirely. I can just grab this key card.
You have found the security card.
Then I need to go back up. I don't ever skip to get back up to the top. Setting up warps is quite slow, and it's not really worth it. Like, it takes longer to set up a warp than it does for you to just run up the top. So just run up to the top. Okay, so that's the key card. Okay. So then there's the vaults. 1, 2, 3. So open that one, and then I can just open that one, and then I can go down here to open this one and get the switch. I can get the switch for this one if I can stop just dash in the right direction and actually hit this switch. And I need to go down all the way to the bottom, like this. Get the third one.
Switches are now unlocked. You may now retrieve the
And then it's just run up to the top. Okay. And now we have everyone's favorite and unskippable cutscene. So you can keep talking if you want to. We got like 2 minutes.
We did it! Wowzers, the core of life.
I don't really have a lot. I still don't really have what to say. What I can say right now.
Skylands, thanks me again.
Not a problem. We don't have any new donations. I know that there's one pending that we're waiting on the next run because it belongs to the next run. But other than that, not a lot going on over here. Obviously, we're all here trying to raise money for Movember. We're trying to make sure that we get enough money to give to the foundation, and so that they can do more research, do more help for men, and do more. I mean, it's all about just raising money to make sure that, you know, your brother, your father, your son, anyone that you might know that is male, and you know, that they don't run into this problem with prostate cancer or cancer in general. You know, with mental health, with suicide prevention, you know, all these cool things that they're doing. There's a lot that they could be doing or that we can do, and we've already raised so much, but we could raise so much more. We can get a $1 donation train going here. See if anyone's willing to get that started.
Quite right. Of course. Now that we know the location of Chaos's fortress, our Skylander can mount a final assault.
Yeah, but how do you plan on getting there?
Why, the core of light, of course. Are you ready to take on the evil Chaos and rid Skylands of him once and for all?
Okay, final level.
Splendid. Now I'll just
We're almost
the
there.
core to send you there. Let's see. I simply punch in a few coordinates here and...
What made you want to run Skylanders Spyro's Adventure any percent?
I sure wish we could go with the Then we could all take on chaos together.
I mean, I kind of just remembered, I quite liked the series a while ago, but I chose HD specifically because I'm not really a fan of Wii remotes at all, honestly. As funny as weird as that sounds, but I chose SSA because it was my favorite one in the series, and it's not a huge choice. I do spin the Ratchet and Clank series as well, so that's also pretty fun. A lot more intensive than Skylanders, though.
Go forth and find the entrance to Chaos's castle. It is there.
Okay, so
good luck, Portal Master. Skylanders of the fire element.
So these guys here. Get P from here. Is doing a Hex booster slow. Also, we don't have infinite wing boots in this level, so you take the wing boots off the portal for this level. You do because we're saving them for a little bit later on in here. And these guys are so annoying. Don't you dare knock me off. Okay. This go on each side to unlock this thing. Go around here.
Skylanders of the fire element.
We save them for here, so we need to join Hex and add the wing boots. Because it makes the Hex boost here a lot easier. He sees as he then proceeds to mess it up.
Enchanted boots grant you great speed.
Come on. Much better. Good. Hello, Bill. We're gonna leave you alive this time. Yeah, it's kind of a joke, and it's kind of a joke with that.
Go forth and find the
Okay, final boss time.
It is there you will meet your destiny. Good luck, Portal Master.
Yeah, it was mentioned earlier, but we have a character called Igniter, who we have discovered has the highest DPS in the game by a long way. It gets even better when you have two of him. So, what we've done is we have two Igniters, maxed out their critical hit, heroic challenges, and equipped the pirate hat, which literally gives you the highest critical hit increase. So, what we're going to do is we walk into Chaos's hitbox and mash X, or square on PlayStation. So, he has this ability where he launches his fire spirit jumps out of the armor. Because we positioned it inside inside Chaos's hitbox, it's immediately going to jump back inside, and he can just do it over and over and over again. It's actually so I call this strat poking, because I run a little game known as Ratchet and Clank 2, where you jam yourself into a boss's hitbox and fire this gun hover bomb repeatedly, and it just annihilates his health bar. No one else likes the fact that I call it poking. So it's kind of like this little back and forth. It's going to annoy someone eventually, but when that happens, when that will happen, I don't know. Okay, and I don't want to do that. So I'm launching. Okay. So.
Because even though you somehow managed to not get squashed, you now face the most hideous.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to kill the minions, but sometimes I can't avoid them. And now we have the Hydra, and we have the adventure packs, and when you use them, they have these. Normally, they have like a rain of something that comes down. So we've got all 4 of the expansion packs. So I'm storing it here. So when the next phase starts, it's going to start its rain of ice shards in this case. It's perfectly timed so that basically as soon as Chaos comes down in his chair again, it explodes. And if you do it right, you can clear a couple of the damage caps. So, okay, so there we go. You can see the ice shards. Chaos comes down, and it just explodes, and then it explodes and moves into the next phase.
You are more skillful than Eon after all. Perhaps there is something special inside you. And I think I'll just have my brawlers bash it out of you, so I can get a better look at it.
So I've used the Empire twice, I can't use it again. I forgot that I need to put it on the Dark Light Crypt. I can hit Chaos once, and then I need to wait for him. I need to wait for that to explode before I can do it again, like that. So it's just utilizing the expansion packs.
I've had it up to here with your incompetence. Actually, no. Even
Yeah, and that's how this game works. It's just you're watching cutscenes more than you're actually playing the game. The Dragon's Peak.
more minions who are much more deserving of this privilege.
So Chaos cycles through his minions. And we have the Rain of Fire. Hit him once. Here we go. Oh, it's gonna be tight. That might be able to skip a phase. That might be able to skip a phase. It's gonna be tight.
Minions! What is wrong with all of you? All you have to do is defeat one measly apprentice. Ah, never mind. I have 3 minions more. That should do the trick.
Okay. I can't. Yeah. If I get this right, this could be world record. If it isn't, it's dead. Nah, okay. World record is dead.
Rip world record.
Actually, it could be close.
All of the lame evil minions work for me.
We skipped the minion phase.
Whatever.
Cutscene, it's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be real tight because he has his massive dialogue spiel at the end.
Shooting lame incompetence.
We'll see.
Will spell your final defeat.
But it's gonna be really close. Right, sitting at 2:16:30. World record is 2:17:18. This is not gonna make. This is not it. Chaos didn't shut up for long enough. Chaos. Okay, I killed him. I think. Yes, I killed him. But now we have to sit through this. And it takes like 40 seconds. And we've got 20.
I assure you I can. There will come another day. Oh, not now, maybe, but soon. And we will meet again. And on that day, I, Chaos, will introduce you to your sweet oblivion.
And don't worry, chat, I will get
time.
And time.
2:17:22. Damn it.
Close.
Yep.
Fools! Release me at once or face your unimaginable
Oh.
Do you really think this cheap magic trick can hold me?
Cool your jets, small fry. We've heard enough out of you.
Finally, something we agree on.
All right,
Yeah.
so
You're okay.
you got pretty close. Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Seriously, I'm
Yeah.
gonna barf now. Eon? I know you're here somewhere.
I need to do a little bit more. I need to do a little bit more damage one time, and if I put the expansion pack on earlier, that would have been it. Damn it.
Wow. 4 seconds away from a world record. That's really cutting it close.
Yeah.
Going to the Outland.
Chapter 14 costed as well.
I have something more
Uh.
in mind for you.
It was still pretty fun.
Would you please?
Yeah, I would say if I prefer I do prefer ASL more because I don't have to watch all of these cutscenes, but that's it. And I guess congratulations on being the first marathon to take this version of this game. I've submitted it to a few times before, but they've only taken Wii because it's a lot shorter.
Okay, how about 64?
Right.
And
50-50?
there was still gonna be actually gonna be like I confirmed it. I did get into another one with 118%, funnily enough, but yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you so much for giving us the run to put on here, volunteering your time. I mean, you don't realize how much the runners are important as much as the volunteers and the staff and everyone who pops by and makes this happen to help raise money for charity. We do have a couple of donations that I will be reading here coming up, so thank you so much for starting that donation train. But otherwise, is there anything that you would like to plug or put in as far as what you're doing next?
I guess the Skylanders community in general, like, it's very, very helpful with regardless of what game you're running. Very friendly, very open. Great people. Highly recommend if you do have these games and decide you want to try them. Other than that, not a lot. All right.